Hi, boys and girls. If you're watching this video before Zoom, I'm going to tell you to please bring your cubes to Zoom today. If you are in my 8:30, you probably are not watching this video yet until afterwards, and I'll just give you guys a minute to find your cubes. So what I want you to do is we're going to do addition with a number 8 today, okay? Just one number. Before we were doing a couple of numbers. So if I ask you to make the number 8 with your cubes, and I want you to use two colors. There's lots of different ways you could do it, right? I'm going to start, because I see these green on top, I'm going to start with one that I know is easy. I'm going to start with 4 green. Okay, I'm not going to stop because I want to make 8. So I already have 4, and so I have to add 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to have to add, look, I had 4. I'm going to have to add 1, 2, 3, 4 more, right? That's the missing number. And I'm going to use green and blue. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more is 5. If I add another blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add another blue. That would make it 7, and another blue, and that's going to make it 8. Okay, 4 green plus 4 blue equals 8. If I hold it up like this, it's a tower. If I lay it down like this, it's a train. It's a cube train. Now, the other day when I asked you guys to do this, a lot of you guys were trying to make patterns. You were doing like this, or maybe making, here, let me show you a different way. Okay, whoops. Yeah, like this. All right, now that's just harder to see because what I see when I look at this, I see 2 blue plus 2 green plus 2 blue plus 2 green, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. It is still 8, but I would rather you put all the colors together like this. Put all your green together and all your blue, or if you use blue and red or whatever colors, put all the same colors together because then it's really much easier to see that this is 4 plus 4. Okay, the pages we're doing are in your Go Math. We're going to finish this up this week, and then we'll move on to subtraction. Okay, so I'm going to get to the right page here, and I'm going to read the directions at the bottom. It says use 2 colors to make a cube train to match the addition sentence. Oh, so we're not going to do this one because we want to make match this one, 7 plus 1. So I'll use more. How about red? 1, 2, oops, 3. Oh, I'm saving that other one though because we're going to use it. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so don't put your 4 plus 4 here because they're telling us how they want us to make it. I'm going to go 7 red and 1 yellow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more is 8. 7 plus 1 is 8. So let me lay it down like that, and I'm going to color it in. Now, you don't have to use the colors I did. You could use blue and green. You could use yellow and green. You can use whatever you want. Let me go ahead and color this 7 plus 1, and then we'll turn the page. So on the next couple pages, we're doing the same thing. We're just coming up with all the different ways to make 8. When we were only making 3 and 4, it didn't take us as long because there's only a few ways to make 3 and 4. But when you get to a bigger number like 8 and 9 and 10, there's lots of different ways to make it. Oh, also don't forget to trace your numbers. 8 equals 7 plus 1. Okay? And however way you color this should match this. 7 of one color and 1 of another color. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. And now it says, use 2 colors, trace addition sentence to show number, pair, color. Okay, so now in the next 2 pages, we're going to come up with all the different ways to make 8. Now, we've done this before, but we have done it with counters. Remember putting the counters in the cup and shaking them? Okay, and we did that before we actually got to this. All right, so the top one says 1 plus 7. Look what I'm going to do. Okay, we did 7 plus 1 in the last one, 7 red and 1. What if we flip it over? If we flip it over, it's the same thing, but now it's 1 yellow. We're going to do our yellow one first, and 7 red. Okay, and then the next ones, we want to come up with different. So parents, if you're watching, the tricky part is coming up with all the different ways. A lot of times they're going to want to do the same way. So tell you, I think the easiest way to do this is to do this. Okay, every time, if we start out with 1 yellow plus 7 red, I think I'm going to take 1 red off and replace it with a yellow. I think that's going to be the easiest, because then we'll just go up the numbers and we'll make sure we get them all. Okay, what if I did it this way? I could do 2 yellows plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reds. Okay, now let me take another red one off and replace it with a yellow. Okay, now I've got 1, 2, 3 yellows plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reds. It's still 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because every time I take a red one off, I'm going to replace it with a yellow. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows plus 5 reds. Oh, same as this one. Remember the one we started out with? Okay. And then this page is done. And the reason I chose to do it that way is then I know I'm not going to do the same ones. Okay. Because look, I started with 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's go 5. I'm going to continue on with what I was doing. I'll take a red one off and replace it with a yellow. So now I have 5 yellow plus 3 reds. Take another red one off and replace it with a yellow. So now the yellow side's getting bigger, isn't it? Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellows and 2 reds. And I'm going to take one more of these off, replace it with another yellow. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellows and 1 red. But the whole time I was making 8, right? We made the same number each time. Okay, let me go back to this one. We started out with 1 yellow and 7 red, and we ended up with 7 yellow and 1 red. Here we did 2 yellow and 6 red, and then over here we did 6 yellow and 2 red. So we're just flipping them around and doing the opposite. Now, I do want you to color this one too, and I don't care which one you choose, okay? I think I will do 6 yellow and 2 red. Okay, so color it in with one of the ways that we made 8. But we want to do it different than the one we did on the other page. All right, good job. Okay, wow, there's lots of different ways to make 8, aren't there? Look at that, we have 2 full pages of ways to make 8. Okay, we're going to do the one that's on this side, a story problem. There are 8 crayons in a packet. 8 of the crayons are red. How many are not red? Okay, so let's do this. Let's draw those 8 crayons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I always feel like the best way to solve a story problem is by drawing a little picture. There's other strategies too, but this is a great way. Draw a picture of exactly what the story problem says. So I'm going to read it again now that I got my 8 crayons. There are 8 crayons in a packet. 8 of the crayons are red, so we have to color them all red. All 8 are red. Tell you what, I might have to color that in later because it'll take too long. I'm just going to color their tips. So it says, if 8 crayons are red, how many crayons are other colors? Well, none, because they're all red. It's kind of a trick question. 8 equals, we've got 8 red. Well, how many are not red? 0, because they're all red. I know that was a little tricky, wasn't it? Now, down here it says, draw to show what you know about a different number pair for 8. Complete the addition sentence. How? Let's go back to this one. Should we do this one? But you don't have to use the cubes this time. You could do whatever you want. I'm going to do, tell you what, I'm going to do 4, let's see, I'm just going to do 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. I messed up on one of my triangles. I started making a square. And I'm going to do 4 circles. Okay. So what do I know about the number 8, a different number pair? I know that 4 triangles plus 4 circles equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shapes all together. Okay, I'll finish coloring this in, and that's it for today. Bye-bye.